It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, everybody. Good morning to you. Here we are on Thursday, and we're moving through the week. Got some news to tell you about.
All right. Some artwork that is part of Springfield's Sculpture Walk was damaged by vandals. Glass was broken on an art piece, and statues were pushed over on the artwork that's displayed outside in downtown Springfield. Repairs are being made on a storefront in Springfield after a car drove into it. Happened at the Your Day Spa at Kansas and Battlefield. The driver of the car accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake. Two people inside that business suffered minor injuries, as did the driver.
Okay. City of Ozark, meanwhile, is permanently closing a confusing and somewhat awkward intersection. Here we go. Entrance to the 3rd Street Outer Road off Business 65, which is also called 3rd Street, at Oak Street, is being closed.
I don't find it that confusing. It's Oak Street runs directly behind the Judicial Center. So if you know where the square is in Ozark, you know the Judicial Center sits on the south of the square. Oak Street runs directly behind that street. And then 3rd Street is the street in Ozark that goes up the hill.
No.
I don't find it confusing. Yes, it is.
Because you're wrong.
No.
That's 3rd Avenue, ma'am. 3rd Street is across the road. Yeah, I looked it up. You know where this is.
I lived in Ozark for 15 years.
You know where this is. It's a back road to Walmart from where we were. It's the other side of the road, other side of 3rd Street, the main 3rd Street. That frontage road where all those houses were updated. Yeah. Remember that? That's 3rd Street. But how you turn to get in there, you have to turn right off of 3rd Street and then left immediately onto 3rd Street. They're stopping that intersection. So she does this all the time to me at home, folks. She'll tell me she knows something and then go off on it for a while. I'll just let her go and then correct her.
Well, no, I mean,
she speaks before she thinks.
It's 3rd. It's called 3rd. That's all I know. And then Oak Street, I know Oak Street's the one right behind the Judicial Center.
That's going to be my rant as soon as I'm done telling people the news. So let me do this. Cities talked with the school district and police department about this. They decided that closing the intersection is the best way to cut down on potential traffic crashes. Oak Street off of the main 3rd Street is not affected. Now to my problem with Ozark. And we live there, so we can attest to this. It's very confusing because there is, as you just saw it happen, play out in live action. There is a 3rd Street, not far at all, like a pitching wedge away from 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
There's 3rd Street that is right next to 3rd Street. It's crazy. It's like they couldn't think of other names for roads.
It's interesting because I love Ozark, but I think maybe it wasn't master planned. Is that the name? Is that what they call it when you
Well, clearly it was a master plan.
You get like a vision for the whole thing. It's because it's historic. That's why.
Right.
Is why I appreciate the city. But yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, if you know that intersection.
I stand corrected. Listen,
yes,
I am not too big to say it. I'm not.
You can't argue it. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it just now. There's no arguing it.
All right, moving along.
Okay.
You're wasting time.
Now we're going to move on.
You're wasting time. 9 Springfield residents have been selected as part of the city's new advisory board. The 9 were chosen out of 82 applicants for the advisory board, which was approved in January. That board will recommend park projects, neighborhood improvements, and other things that fit with the city's Forward Springfield plan for the future.
Okay.
I should have applied.
You're too passionate.
Loud? What?
Loud.
What were you going to say?
I was thinking loud. I didn't say it.
What did you say though?
They'll throw you right out. On Survivor, you get kicked right off the island.
I feel like listen, we've gone over this. I've applied to be on Survivor, I don't know, at least 5 times, maybe more. They've never selected me.
We're probably better off. Hey, this is the final season for Missouri State Bears in the Missouri Valley Conference. As you know, didn't go well. The Valley's postseason tournament tips off today. In fact, so maybe, I don't know, they can turn it all around. Let's hope. The Bears in the tournament. So you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
So they are the lowest seed in the tournament, seeded 12th. They will play 5th seeded Illinois State Redbirds, 2:30 this afternoon in St. Louis. If you're interested and you want to watch that game, you can watch it on ESPN Plus. We will be rooting on the Bears, try to salvage the season a little bit.
Go Bears, go.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are trading Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears. The Chiefs will get a 4th-round draft pick in the 2026 draft. 32-year-old Thuney is a 2-time All-Pro guard. That deal, you should know, won't be official until the start of the new league year, which is next Wednesday. And Mike Moustakas is going to retire as a Kansas City Royal. The Royals World Series champion is retiring after 13 years in the big leagues. He will sign a 1-day contract with the Royals on May 31st and officially retire. He'll be honored before the Royals take on Detroit at Kauffman on May 31st.
Okay. Congratulations to him.
He was a big member of the of that World Series team.
Yeah, I know his name, even though I haven't followed the Royals. So, yeah. Okay, during the month of March, the American Red Cross is offering free A1C testing, which is used often to screen for diabetes and pre-diabetes. Now, this is free as you go donate blood, platelet, or plasma. You will also get your results within a week or two, so that's exciting. You don't have to wait too long, and you will get a $10 Amazon gift card. So there's some motivation to go donate. All right, Who says Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are old-fashioned? They are getting more current by the day. Sony, which owns them, is shopping the game shows to streaming services. The initial deal would allow whichever streaming service has the winning bid to air episodes the day after they air on broadcast TV until the broadcast deals expire in 2028. After that, they could move to streaming only, which of course is the way of the world.
You know, this is really something because, I mean, obviously Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy have been staples on broadcast TV. They get big ratings. People watch them.
Oh yeah.
But for them to go to streaming services, man, that's a big indicator of what's to come. And I know a lot of TV companies, because these days they're all owned by just a few major corporations, but they're all moving toward their own platforms where eventually we may not have cable or dish or YouTube TV, but everything will be an app, and you subscribe. If you want, I don't know this to be true for KY3 specifically, but if you want KY3 News or Color 10, you'll go to their app to get it. So that's the future. I don't know how far away it is, but man, things are changing quickly. If Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy are going to go streaming. Wow. Yeah,
it's wild, isn't it?
It is. It's changed. I mean, I started in TV in 1995. So here we are, 30 years past? And it has changed so unbelievably much. I can't even begin to tell you. It's just a different world altogether. Some better, some worse, but it is a different landscape. It truly is. Yep,
it is.
Now look at us. We're on the internets right now. So.
Here we are, streaming online. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay, well, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
Yep. See you.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday. It is a cold start, but I have good news for you. Today's going to be better than yesterday. What a terrible blustery day across the Ozarks yesterday. I mean, it really just took your breath away if you were outside. Winds whipping that snowfall around early in the day yesterday, creating wind chill factors that were just in the teens and low 20s. It doesn't feel good this morning. Numbers are in the mid 20s as we wake up at 5 a.m., but it feels worse than that. I have great news, though, and it's that the wind settles down across the Ozarks today. In fact, for a time period, I think it's going to be calm. And then by this afternoon, it will turn out of the southeast, and we get a wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So nothing compared to what we had around yesterday when those winds were incredible. 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Of course, we had the high wind warnings across the Ozarks and the winter weather advisories out early in the day. Kind of a wild day for early March. And we are thankful that that system is now moving well to the east of the Ozarks. It is a cold start, though, this morning, so I think you'll want all the winter layers as you head out. Numbers by this afternoon should return to the mid-50s, though, so it's feeling a whole lot better. Factor in the sunshine, and it's kind of night and day difference yesterday versus today. It will still be a chilly day in the Ozarks, but we're heading in the right direction. What we're seeing is this upper level ridge of high pressure build into the region today and tomorrow. It does create some area for sunshine across our region. However, there's still snowfall happening out over the Rockies. Much of the snow showers that were in the Ozarks yesterday are now moving up into the Great Lakes region and into the portions of the Northeast. This upper level ridge, though, means more mild temperatures and sunshine for us in the Ozarks. It brings us some calm weather for at least a couple of days. High temperatures, I think I have us getting into the mid-50s today, 54, the forecasted high in Springfield. But by the time we get to tomorrow, I've got numbers that'll be pushing 70 in spots, 60s in the forecast for highs tomorrow, upper 60s at that, factor in the sun. And by Friday afternoon, we'll forget all about those terrible conditions that we had around on Wednesday. We're not going to stay dry all weekend long. I have a small chance for some showers in the forecast on Saturday. I really don't think this is a big deal. Late Friday night, early Saturday, we might have some sprinkles on the radar. That's about it. All we can muster for the moisture as we head into the weekend forecast. And then next week is looking much warmer overall for the region. Models indicating that we may get this period of above average temperatures, which would be welcome. And it'll be this little taste of spring before daylight saving time. And we get the longer days too, which will be welcome. No more of these dark nights by 6 o'clock. All right, here's a look at the forecast for the next couple of days. I mentioned today I have a high temperature in the 40s. We will see numbers in the 50s for a few locations today. If you get more sun, expect your afternoon highs to make it to the mid-50s. Then we will likely see numbers, as I said, near 70 degrees or either side of 70 on Friday with sunshine. That is going to be the pick day of the week. If you can carve out some time to get outside tomorrow, I would suggest it. We will have a little bit of shower activity with our next frontal boundary coming through early on the day on Saturday. Still not a bad weekend. Highs in the 50s on Saturday. By Sunday, I think we could be back into the 60s. So it's a nice stretch ahead for us today on the cool side, but better than yesterday, as I mentioned. All right. The Around the Ozarks, around the country forecast shows that strong winds and storms are now moving off to the East Coast. So anybody with travel planned this weekend, that super powerful storm that was in our area yesterday is now off to the East Coast for our friends out east. It created some severe weather yesterday, more snowfall in the forecast for the Northeast, New England, as we head into today. Rain and mountain snow then return to the West Coast and the Intermountain West, and then much of the country is actually going to see some quiet and mild weather for much of the weekend forecast, which will be a welcome change because travel across the country was kind of a headache yesterday with all of the winds and even the blizzard conditions that we had for a brief time in portions of Nebraska. All right, here's a look at the Around the Ozarks wake-up weather brain twister trivia question that I had for you yesterday, having to do with those blizzard conditions. True or false? There doesn't have to be active snowfall for blizzard conditions. Do you think that is a true or a false statement? And you might have said, well, because you asked, it's probably true. You would be right. True is the answer. But I always think this is so interesting. Sometimes, occasionally you'll see the National Weather Service issue blizzard warnings when there's actually no snowfall on the radar. But the definition of a blizzard, it has to be one of these things: a large amount of snow or blowing snow with winds in excess of 35 miles an hour and visibility less than a quarter of a mile for an extended period of time, which is typically 3 hours. So you could not have active snowfall and just snowfall that already fell. Because the winds are so strong, it's blowing it around, it's reducing visibility, and those have to be the conditions for at least 3 hours or more. So if you often think of blizzards as like feet of snowfall, it doesn't have to be. It can be a very small amount of snowfall that's just being blown around and creating low visibility because of those windy conditions. Now you know. Congrats if A, true was your guess. Here's the quiz question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Remember, no Googling. This takes all the fun out of it. What is 0 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Do you think it's 0 degrees, negative 32 degrees, 32 degrees, or 16 degrees? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bundle up this morning. It's going to be a cold start with temperatures in the 20s, mid-50s, and sun. We'll feel much better by this afternoon, and the winds calm down. They're out of the southeast today at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Thanks so much to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubosh Chevrolet. I sure appreciate you listening this morning. And if you are enjoying Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, it would mean a lot to me if you go to wherever you get your podcasts and give it a good rating. That helps others find the podcast and download the Around the Ozarks app. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day. We'll chat again early tomorrow.